put off many things we wanted to do. So we have, I think a very exciting program. We're going to get to the point. It is going to tell you some of the features and things that we're doing in the immediate future. Again, we've created the upstairs where there's caregivers that formerly we didn't have. We used to have to go into emergency only, but now it's become something that really everybody, I think, in the community really appreciates and respects. So again, thanks for driving by, tuning your horn, and saying thank you to our caregivers. So with further ado, I'd really like to introduce our very talented Carly. She's our executive director. You've already heard from her, but she's done a remarkably excellent job. So Carly, take over if you would.
I'm back over here now. Okay, thank you so much, Warren. And thank you for everybody. Oh, now I see myself, that's funny. Thank you for everybody for joining us on Zoom. As I mentioned, we would really love to be all in person, but we know that that just isn't the prudent choice right now. Love. Yeah, look, it's very fitting, isn't it? So we appreciate you all embracing this virtual event. And as Warren mentioned, the last year, our foundation has grown, and that's mostly because of you all. This growth has allowed our community health needs to be addressed in ways that have been profoundly important. With philanthropic dollars, we started a behavioral health program at Incline Health Center to expand mental health services to our community. This is something that we haven't been able to do for years. We're so gracious, and it's really a needed service. We provided critical emergency response aid this past spring due to the outbreak of the pandemic, which allowed our hospital to stay safe and sound and open while it learned about the virus and how all of the avenues of healthcare during a time of spreading sickness. And I know that many of you on the call and here contributed to that COVID-19 campaign. We were able to provide all of the PPE, emergency staffing, emergency equipment, and all sorts of testing supplies. And certainly we have some physicians who will be talking a little bit more about what that meant to our community. Our community has always supported our hospital. And like Warren said, there has been times that our hospital has closed, and we certainly don't want to see that ever happen again. So we just want to take a pause for a moment to make sure you all hear a huge thank you from those of us at the hospital and the foundation. And it's our goal to continue providing excellent local health care. IVCH would not be the place it is without you, and there are many life-saving projects that have successfully kept our facility up to par that were largely supported by donors. Similar to the expansion of the Incline Health Center, if we can offer more options for procedures and specialists, we know that there's a need and patients will come. So soon you'll hear us talking a little bit about how we want to expand care at IVCH, which involves having more local surgeries, and Jonathan and Judy will both talk about that. We know that philanthropic gifts are given from the heart, and we're so grateful that you've kept us in yours. So it's my pleasure I think we have Dr. Andrews, I saw you in the ER, and we have Dr. Kim, and we have Dr. Koch here. So maybe Dr. Koch, do you want to come up and say something first? Okay, Dr. Koch's here with us, so she's going to come up here for a moment, and then we'll hand it over to Dr. Kim and Dr. Andrews.
All right, I wasn't prepared for this, but that's okay. As a physician in this community, I witnessed the years when this hospital was on the verge of closing, and it was scary. You know, I worked a little tiny urgent care clinic that didn't really provide much services, and so to have this hospital now is so profoundly reassuring to me. And it's just such a validation of the importance of medical care in a community like this. And it would not have happened without the support of the people who are here listening today. I'm very grateful. In particular, the mental health services that are starting up here, we've already got a line of people waiting to see our practitioner who starts any day now. And it is going to be a huge gift to our community. And thank you to all of you.
Dr. Kim, do you want to go next? I see your face.
But I'm on the other side of the Zoom now, trying to figure out the app and how to do this all myself at home. Well, I just wanted to echo what Joy said. Thank you, everybody, and especially in the last 3-4 months when COVID-19 kind of turned our practices upside down and turned our inside the hospital practice to an outside respiratory clinic. The support that we received, the lunches, the treats, the well wishes, it really kind of meant a lot in those really trying early times. And we just appreciate everyone's support and being patient as we kind of felt out this, this new path and how to provide care in our new environment. So I'm just grateful that I had the support of the health system, Tahoe Forest, with our guidelines, and then the community. I mean, it really meant a lot to come to work and, you know, have, you know, little tokens of gratitude, you know, just written, but also to fill our bellies on those cold afternoons when we were outside in the respiratory clinic. So I just really appreciate that. So I just wanted to say thank you for providing all of that support during that time.
Well, I guess that means we're up. This is Dr. Andrews, and we're coming to you live from the emergency department. I'd like to introduce Dr. Nunu Telegani, who is one of our new emergency physicians here, who is currently attending at Stanford for the past, what?
26 years.
26 years at Stanford, and she's moving here, and she is part of our small, intimate group of emergency physicians here at the emergency department. So I thought it was important, since she was on shift, for you guys to meet her and see her. I'd like to extend my love and gratitude to the foundation. The donations that you have provided went towards PPE. We were never in want of PPE ever. We feel totally protected. Some of the money also went to state-of-the-art testing equipment, including equipment that can test for a myriad of viruses, not only COVID, but like coronaviruses, rhinoviruses, influenza viruses. This is a piece of equipment that we've dreamed of, and we're gonna have that here. The food and the letters of support have been amazing. Those mean a lot to the staff and the morale, and that has really helped to keep us focused as well. I was on the drive-by, I spoke briefly with the Offer Dolls, and they have a room here in the emergency department that they've donated, and that is actually our COVID room. So that room has allowed us to isolate people that are suspected of COVID and allowed us to treat them safely. So we appreciate that. Real quick, other people to acknowledge is the administration and their quick response to this moving target, their ability to pivot as things evolved. We always felt like they were on top of things. Working with the Washoe County Health Department and keeping us informed. I think Washoe County Health Department did an amazing job, and them working in conjunction with our administration really makes me proud to work here. Our physician leaders, we've had weekly meetings and communication. Everything that we learn has to be time-stamped, and it evolves so rapidly that they've done a great job of keeping us up to speed. And the leaders at Incline Village Community Hospital have kept us all safe. Personally, I feel safer here than at the supermarket or the hardware store. So it's been a great team effort, and again, really thanks to the foundation for everything that you have done.
So,
Thank you.
so this is Judy Newland. Instead of making Carly get up again, I'm just going to go ahead and jump in. I am Judy Newland, and I'm the administrator at Incline Village Community Hospital. Additionally, I'm the COO at Tahoe Forest Hospital. So again, delighted to be able to speak with you all this evening, a little different than normal, but still thank you all for joining. It's great to see so many faces on the screen. And I just was reflecting again today about Incline, and I've been there 8 years. And one of the things I really want to talk about. Perfect. So I really want to talk about our physician services. I don't know if you all remember, but has it been 5 years? I think we had one family practice physician in our community, and that was Dr. Koch. And the foundation requested, and all of you requested, we need more family practice physicians. And to our happiness, Dr. Michelle Kim joined our group, our hospital, a few years ago. Sasha, our physician assistant, and then more recently, Dr. Clyde, giving us 4 family practice physicians in this community. And with the addition of Dr. Clyde, we were able to open the second floor of the Incline Health Center 7 days a week. And that was really a request from the community. And thank you for your support in seeing our family practice physicians. But besides those 4, I just want to remind you, we started with 1. Besides those 4 family practice, we have Dr. Skolnick, who's a cardiologist, coming part-time, Dr. Hagen, an orthopedist, Dr. Vayner, a pediatrician, and Dr. Mangrone, an ENT. We have gone from 1 to 8. And that's really because of you letting us know the healthcare services that you need. Additionally, recently, we were able to be designated as a rural health clinic on that second floor. And that, you may not understand what that means, but really for us, it's really been a journey. It allows us to increase our reimbursement for our Medicaid and Medicare patients. So that's really meaningful when that's really helpful, especially in those insurance groups. When we added those physicians, just so you know, with those 8, we actually added to the second floor, we added 3 exam rooms, knowing that we need to have more space versus what we had before. But one of the biggest changes recently, and I think Carly mentioned it, is the behavioral health services. And that would never, ever have happened without your support and the donations for those positions. So we have Katrina, I don't think she's on here, but she's our psychiatric NP that will be beginning shortly. She's been on a few Zoom meetings. I hope some of you have been able to meet her. We are so fortunate to have her on our team. Along with that, we're able to also, we're in the process of hiring a behavioral health specialist. So what does that mean? That means when somebody comes to the hospital and they need to speak to somebody immediately or have some counseling, she or he will be able to step in and then continue to counsel that person or refer them to Katrina. So the exciting piece is, so that was 8 up to 10. And we started 5 years ago with 1. What a change. And thank you so much for that help. The last thing I really want to speak about is the vision that I've heard from you and from our foundation is how can we improve access to surgical care in our community. And I spoke last year about really trying to change what we have at Incline in order to accommodate our specialists. So it's a 3-step process. The first step is we have to improve our sterile processing, which we've been able to almost ready to begin that process. And that again was from the foundation support. We have to get new equipment. We have to do just a little remodeling, which is at Washoe County. And what that will do, it will prepare us for when we have the physicians that can come and do those services. The second thing, next step of that, which is a request from all of you, and if you recall, I talked about the opportunity to do procedures, endoscopy procedures. And I had mentioned last year, and I'll just remember it again, it's the 10-year birthday gift we all get it starting at age 50, those colonoscopies. So we do have to have special equipment for that. We do have to have a special room for that. So that's our step 2. And then our step 3 will be to have a physician that will be there to provide the services. But really, I'm really excited because something happened this week that I didn't expect. And what happened on Monday is I have learned that we do have a physician that is currently in the process of getting their Nevada license to provide general surgery and to provide endoscopies when that room is built. Dr. Justin Hunt currently is a general surgeon at Tahoe Forest Hospital, but he wants to expand his services to Incline. So we're actually on the second floor, not only in preparation for him coming and potentially a urologist, we're going to expand 4 more upstairs. Just so you know, 4 more exam rooms, 2 exam rooms, a special procedure room, and then a space for future diagnostic imaging. But again, you know, I thought we would have the cart before the horse, and I actually may have the horse before the cart, which is really amazing for everyone. Thank you. It's such a delight to hear that. So in closing, I want to thank, clapping, I can't hear anybody, but it's good. I want to thank, again, Tahoe Forest Hospital Incline. I have a deep commitment to this community to provide the healthcare services and increase any access to care that you need, based on the fact, again, that we're a small hospital, but there are services that we can provide. Before I close out, I cannot thank the community and the foundation. The foundation wants to assure that their family, their friends, their neighbors have the health care they need in this community. And you all have been such a support of that. And you know, during this pandemic, I know you all know this, but I have to give recognition to the physicians, the nurses, x-ray, lab, registration, who are here every day and are still here every day to make sure that when you walk through those doors, that we're here to take care of you. Thank you. I cannot thank you for trusting us and trusting your family to come to us when you need us. That is what we are here for. We have a great hospital. You have a great hospital. We would not be where we are today without your support. Thank you. So I'm going to transition. Thank you. It's so different than being people in front of you. Very interesting. And then everyone's silenced. So I'd like to introduce Dr. Jonathan Smith, who is the Donor Relations Chair of Incline Village Community Hospital.
Thanks, Judy. And please bear with me. I'm already socially awkward, and I am definitely technically deficient. So all this Zoom stuff kind of goes over my head. But I absolutely want to thank Mike and Jacqueline Love for graciously hosting us and making this possible. You are really in for a treat. I've known them for many years. I actually have a connection with them that goes back, that they don't know about, to when I first moved to Incline Village. But that's a story for another time, and believe me, it's not much of a story. I certainly want to add my thanks to our amazing staff of nurses, doctors, the administrative and other support personnel at the hospital. We do certainly miss being at Kern's, but it was so wonderful to see many of you sharing your enthusiastic support at the drive-by. I also sincerely hope that you all have stayed safe and healthy during this crisis. So many of you stepped forward and generously donated to our COVID appeal. I must especially thank Stu and Jerry Yant, who were inspirational in encouraging gifts. And of course, a huge thanks to the Dave and Cheryl Duffield Foundation, who supported so many in our community, including the hospital, the Boys and Girls Club, many businesses and individuals, and of course, our precious pets. So thank you so much for that. Our little hospital has faced many challenges, but thanks to our strong partnership with Tahoe Forest and the incredible philanthropic spirit of this community, we have met these challenges, learned some valuable lessons, and will continue to move forward. We now know more than ever the importance of expanding our services to increase access to top quality health care for everyone in our community. Last year, we successfully raised money for the purchase of new sterile processing equipment, which was an important first step to increase and expand our surgical services at IVCH. And just a note, I am due for my colonoscopy next year, so if we could make this happen even quicker, I would very much appreciate that. Over the next year, we hope to continue to partner with our community to raise $1.25 million to create the dedicated room in our surgical suite and purchase equipment for GI endoscopy procedures. This fills a need we know the community has and also provides an important revenue stream to ensure our hospital will continue to thrive. Year after year, I am truly humbled by how you all generously give to IVCH. I know these are strange and difficult times for all of us, but with your continued support, together we can complete this essential project. I am pleased to say that one of our newest superhero IVCH supporters, Earl Nemzer, who has already been a champion of and graciously supported our behavioral health program, is committing $50,000. And he would be delighted, well, I'm sure he would be delighted to share the spotlight with anyone who would want to match his gift. And I know again, the Zoom ask is a little strange. At any time, if you'd like to pipe in and make a donation, use the hand raise, start waving madly, and Carly, I think, can spot you somehow. Send us a chat, send us a text. But we appreciate any support you can give us. Of course, we would also be more than pleased to accept a $25,000 gift from anyone out there. In fact, in honor of Mike and Jacqueline and Earl, I'm not standing in his spotlight. I'm kind of standing in his shadow. But my wife and I would like to make a $25,000 gift to the hospital. So thank you. And I've been a member of this community for many years. We raised our two sons here. Actually, it's more my wife raised our two sons here, and I was just along for the ride, but it's been a great ride. And it's just a great place to be. The hospital, of course, is a big part of that. The churches, the schools, but most importantly, it's the people here that make such a huge difference. It's just a wonderful community, and we really do appreciate that. Moving forward, again, any gift is appreciated. We like the gifts with lots of zeros, but we like a gift with no zeros. We're just happy that anyone participates, and anyone who would like to give a $10,000 gift, we of course appreciate that. And the Mylings here with us at the Loves, they just raised their hand. Thank you so much. Very nice of you. Oh. The offered all. Richard.
I see Lindsay Fletcher.
Did you get that, Jonathan? We'll match Earl's 60.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you, Earl, for leading the way.
That's great news. Thank you. And Lindsay.
I'm going on with Wally.
Molly.
I'll go 10.
Interesting sound system.
That adds up to 200,000.
I heard.
That sounded like about 100,000.
Thank you, Lindsay. 10,000. We very much appreciate that. Lindsay and Kurt Hardy. Awesome. $5,000 gifts. Again, we're happy for any gift anyone could make.
I can do that.
Warren, thank you, Warren.
We have another hand raised over here.
Hello?
Looks like a Hardy.
Jonathan,
Moving down for 5.
we have another hand over here.
Okay. Another Hardy hand?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Another hearty hand for 10.
Thank you so much.
Okay, perfect.
Dan and David, thank you.
And Kern raised his hand.
Kern, thank you. $5,000, very much appreciated.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Again, we're working through our little system. Carly is at it though. Reiners, thank you. $5,000.
Yeah, top right. Top right. Jim O'Brien. Oh, Jerry Flancer's waiting. Can you ask Jerry Flancer?
Jerry,
5.
5,000 for Jerry Flanzer. And the O'Briens, Jim and Fee. 5,000, thank you. And let me just say this, I mean, I know you're not really wanting to see me talk anymore. You want to move on to the real program. I was telling this to Carly not too long ago. This event kind of brings back for me somewhat of a fond childhood memory, the Jerry Lewis Telethon for muscular dystrophy, which was always held on Labor Day. It was a little bit bittersweet because it was marked the end of summer, and we always had to go back to school the next day, but the event started on Sunday afternoon, went for 24 hours to Labor Day, you know, my brother and sister and I, we try to stay up late into the evening to see all the different acts. And of course, the primetime acts, they were always Sunday evening. You know, the Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., they would come on. He'd always get them on the show. And then if you stayed up past midnight, you'd start seeing some acts that were a little bit sketchy. I never really made it that far. I just really wanted to see if Jerry stayed up for the whole 24 hours, which I think he usually did. But tonight we have an absolute prime time act. One of the most influential musical groups of all time you're about to see. And so this is a really special night. And also in the vein of the Jerry Lewis telethon, our lines are still open. Operators are standing by. It's not operators, it's really Carly that is standing here trying to go through all these pictures. So if I've missed you and did not acknowledge you, oh, Bob and Eleanor Prager, $5,000 gift, thank you so much. Keep the chat room open. We really appreciate you being here, but I want to get the show on the road. So thank you all. We very much appreciate it.
So Carly, are you going to introduce this event now?
I think Jonathan just did, didn't you? No. Yes, yes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our home in a very uniquely different way. I'm not so sure about all this, but we're doing it, right? So just as so many of you, we have had the great privilege and blessing of raising our family in this community. We were a part of Dr. Koch's practice since 1992. So, and I'm so grateful for it. And I'm grateful for everything that everyone in this community has done to ensure that not only today, but for many tomorrows to come, our family, our community will continue to be blessed with state-of-the-art health care. This COVID experience has shown us all how important it is to invest in our communities, in our families, and to realize that it's the common interest that unites us. And I believe that we are truly a beacon on the hill to show the world what it means to come together as a human family, a community family, to look after one another, not just today, but paving the road in the future for all else that we could possibly endure.
Michael.
I was going to bring up Scott Totten is in Florida. He's in somewhere in Florida, Central Florida somewhere. But this song that came together, I mean, I had a lot of time on my hands because our last concert was in early March. And I was sitting there and I talked to John. I said, I want to write a song. So I gave I called Tim Bonham, was our keyboard player, got the tempo and the right key. And then he sent that to Scott Totten in Florida, who then spoke to everybody in the band. I mean, 2 guys in Nashville. Scott, you want to explain how you got this thing done? It was pretty miraculous due to technology.
Well, yeah, Mike had been talking to me about all these lyrics that he wanted to include with the song and his idea for the song. And, you know, so part of the process is me going back and forth with Mike and saying, okay, well, tell me what's the chorus, you know, what's the hook? And then Mike would say, okay, I'll call you back in a minute. And he would call me back and say, okay, I got it now, ready? And then so once we picked out a key and a tempo, we had a feel, and for you know, Mike's influences, of course, are, you know, Chuck Berry, Lieber and Stoller, and Little Richard, and so, and all those things, you know, combined add up to kind of the Beach Boys sound. So I brought that to what I do here, which is play little drums, a little guitar, a little piano, got a bass over there, and took Mike's song and lyrics, and then I came up with some ideas for harmonies, and so I sent the track to the other guys in the band, Brian Eichenberger in Nashville, and Christian Love, who has the same last name as Mike, Mike's son, who lives in Santa Barbara. And so the 3 of us sang backgrounds on it as well. And then got it to Mike for him to put his lead vocal on. Also Randy, our sax player who lives in Nashville, added some horns as well. And then after Mike sang his lead vocal, they sent it all back to me, and I kind of mixed it and all the audio elements together, and then passed it off to John Stamos to help out with the video aspect of it.
It was fun, huh, Mike? Do you guys see Mike walking around in his Speedos and stuff up there in Tahoe? Because everybody, we're on the road. He dresses, you know, a sarong maybe. But have you guys all seen Mike around town and over all these years? Yeah. I haven't been to your place in Tahoe in so many years. I'm dying to come back.
They're being good neighbors.
How are we doing with the technology? Not good. Oh, that's swell.
So, do you want to sing into a computer? Yeah.
Can I do that?
Work away around that, yeah.
Can I do that? Okay, this is going to be a little different because usually we have a band together. Now we did this beautiful video, thanks to everybody, and but in particular, John Stamos for, you know, using up three weeks of his life, as he says. But he comes from an area of television, so he knows what to do with videos and stuff. I don't know that much. I'm a little challenged that way. But anyway, we had a lot of help from Scott and the rest of the band, but in particular, John Stamos. Give him high five. If you like the video, that's good. If you don't, and blame John.
Scott Baio produced it. If you don't like
it. Anyway, so I think rather than wait for our stuff to be functioning, we can just play the video. This too shall pass. Okay, then let's do it. This is kind of like a little ad-libbing, because I'm going to try to sing live to the track that Scott put together, and all the other guys, and John Stamos did the video. So what we've done is we have just the track in the backgrounds, and I'm going to try and sing the lyrics over the song. Let's see.
He's walking on water, isn't he?
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, well.
And by the way, I just wanted to say something. After doing this and playing it, Jerry Yount sent me a really, really nice message. It was very simple. And the whole purpose of this is to give up people the idea that although we're going through all this pandemic stuff, this too shall pass. I mean, that's based on all of our lives, living through the various things we've gone through, whether it be the Vietnam War or social, student unrest or racial problems or whatever it may be. These things sometimes, at some point in time, they work themselves out through a lot of people. And so I was thinking about all the people that are affected by the pandemic and all the great people in the medical community and others, first responder types. And it's been tough, but there's been a lot of great people and great energy put towards the solutions. And so that's why I came up with the idea of this too shall pass, which is slightly different than all things must pass, which is George Harrison. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if we can do it or not.
Sorry.
What? What?
Well.
So I can't use the earphones, right?
Correct. All that.
Shoot, amazing.
Oh, you are being tested.
Yeah, I know. Wow. Wow.
Well, I actually, we run.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Just
pretty
being here
good
is
for
fine.
and you said something disparaging about yourself, but you were good. I thought you were great.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know what you're talking
I get
about.
lucky sometimes.
Yeah, you were.
Well.
Just so you know, we spent, I've been here a whole day testing everything. And it was all working and it failed the second two off. So like.
Oh, yeah, I'm the bad luck truck.
Yeah.
Tom, we have some extra techno help just down the street if you want another set of eyes, or how are you feeling? Neil Frank is.
Breaking. These?
I don't know if he knows me. I can text him and ask him.
But yeah, I'm not, it's gonna take me an hour to find out where the fault happened.
Oh, boy. So let's figure out a way to dance around it.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
And that didn't work.
Okay. Oh.
So that was.
We're on plan C now.
Okay, well, let's just do it live on the.
I love the colorful clothes she wears and the way the sunlight plays upon her hair. Hear the sound of a gentle word on the wind that lifts her perfume through the air. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's getting me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's getting me the excitations. Good vibrations. Somehow closer now. Softly smile, I know she must be kind. I look in her eyes. She goes with me into a blossom would be fine. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I don't know where, but she sends me there.
Nice banana.
Gotta keep those loving good vibrations happening with her. Gotta keep those loving good vibrations happening with her. Gotta keep those loving good vibrations happening with her.
What's that? What's that?
Perfect. We're going to put This Too Shall Pass. Unless you want to tell a little bit about how you wrote Good Vibrations. How the words. Yeah.
Well, my cousin Brian took months to do the track, and finally it was done, and we had the recording session set. And I have been accused of many times of procrastination.
No. Hey, can you stop sharing the screen so we can see Mike? Hit stop sharing screen. Who's ever in charge here?
Well, anyway, thank you, producer. Stamos, you're on. You explain it, how I wrote it.
No. Well, I think Brian had worked on the music in different studios all over town, right. And it was literally the time to write the lyrics, and you didn't have them, and you're on your way to the studio in a car with your ex-wife, Suzanne, maybe, I don't know. And go ahead.
It was the mother of the guy who sings the lead on the song now.
And she was doing dictation for you, right?
She did. She wrote it out.
I have an important question to ask. I have a question to ask you. What the hell does excitation mean? I believe you might have made that one up.
You know what? It's better than prevarication. It rhymed with good vibrations, excitations. Get it?
That's cool. So it meant like an attraction, excitement kind of thing?
That's exactly what I meant, yes.
I love it.
I wrote the song, it was the 1960s, 1966 to be exact, and it was flower power and all that peace and love and stuff. Yeah. Well, I figured this was the Beach Boys' answer to it's the psychedelic tome, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you, when that song came out and it was your biggest hit at that time, and
it was,
you must have been just blown away.
Well, no, what was blown away is the Beatles, because on the strength of good vibrations.
Right.
On the strength of good vibrations, going to #1, we were voted the #1 group in Great Britain.
Right.
#2 being the Beatles. I say, take that, Mop Tops. But anyway, no, but nobody has been more prolific or more successful than the Beatles. That's a fact.
But I know you guys were in competition at times. That they would come out with Revolver, and then you did Pet Sounds, and they did Sgt. Pepper's, and it was quite a.
And I was there in India when Paul McCartney came down to the breakfast table, singing back in the USSR. And that was cool.
But you helped him.
About all girls around Russia, and he put that in the song. Turns out he can craft a tune pretty handily, actually.
Yeah. But you can really hear the Beach Boy influence in that, Those girls really mock me.
Absolutely. Beach Boy style harmony. Yeah.
And how much of the writing did you get on that? 10%, 50%?
Are you trying to stir something up here?
No,
no. I just gave him a couple ideas.
That was cool. That's really cool.
It was really neat. Yeah, it was a special time.
Oh.
Are we ready to? Are we ready to try This Too Shall Pass? Okay. Okay, John, we're going to do this song that cost you hours of your life in terms of putting the video together. Maybe weeks. I don't know.
Weeks. Love it.
Okay.
We all remember when school is out was a cause for celebrations. Nobody ever even thought about closing down entire nations. Washing hands and wearing masks, and it's not even Halloween. Shaking hands is a thing of the past due to social distancing. People are wondering how long it'll last. As the saying goes, this too shall pass. Well, I believe the best is yet to come. So let's get back to having fun, fun, fun in the sun. In the meantime, people, there can be no doubt. Lots of folks deserve a big shout out. First responders and the National Guard, doctors and nurses all working real hard. It's kind of like a viral Super Bowl, so do unto others, it's good for the soul. All 50 states with a unified goal. God bless America, that's how we roll. People are wondering how long it'll last. As the saying goes, this too shall pass. Well, I believe the best is yet to come. So let's get back to having fun, fun, fun in the sun. We're turning lemons into lemonade. Just be cautious, don't be afraid. Do what the doctors recommend. The sooner we do, this pandemic will end. People are wondering how long it'll last. As the saying goes, this too shall pass. Well, I believe the best is yet to come. So let's get back to having fun, fun, fun in the sun. To having fun, fun, fun in the sun.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Scott, for doing the tracks. Thank you, John Stamos, for playing the drums and producing the video. Thank you so much. And for being part of this Zoom.
Now what? I get around?
No, I think our system is kind of, challenged at the moment. So we're we're going to give it back to Carly, I think. All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks for your contributions.
Thank you, everybody. It was great to see all your faces. Bye-bye.
Oh.
Oh, no, I'm just like, do you have more, Carly?
Well, I don't really have anything else, but I know that Judy, are you still there?
I am still here.
Okay. Did you want to say one last thing?
I do. You know, when I was going through all of the different accomplishments and things that we've had, the growth at Incline, one of the newer things that I forgot to share with the pandemic, so you're all aware, because I know everybody's really worried about testing. So thanks to the donations from a donor in the community, we will have in about 4 to 6 weeks what's called BioFire equipment. And what's really exciting about that is that will allow COVID testing at Incline Village Community Hospital. And besides doing the COVID testing, it also has a 21 panel that besides the COVID, if you have the flu this summer or fall, winter, other respiratory illnesses, it actually is a 22 test panel. I cannot believe that our hospital is going to have the BioFire. And not only that, but the donor was also very generous, and Tahoe Forest Hospital also gets one, but Incline first. So thank you very much. I did want to mention that. It's amazing. Thank you.
Hey, Judy, I just got a little permission from the Loves here that that gift is provided by the Loves.
Thank you.
I was just like checking just to see if it was okay to say that. But we're so very, very grateful, and what an opportunity. And thank you both very, 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 very much.
Thank you very much. It is for our community hospital to have that piece of equipment. And again, to everybody who has donated during this pandemic to Incline and to Tahoe Forest. I know that many donors at Incline also supported the health system. It made such a difference. I cannot share how much of a difference it's made. So thank you very much. And thank you to the Loves.
And lastly, Earl wanted to.
Yes, if I'm unmuted, I just thought Mike Love was just terrific, and I don't know why we have to end so quickly, but he's motivated me to raise my gift by 10%. So I'm going from 50,000 to 55,000 in appreciation. And if anyone wants to join me, please join me by raising your gift 10%.
Hey, I like that. Thank you so much, Earl. That was sweet.
Well, I tried. Oh,
hey, like Jonathan says, our chat line's open and everybody knows how to get in touch with me. So, but I think that we're all pretty inspired after listening to that. So thank you so much, Earl. Thank you so much, Mike. Oh, Jacqueline said she hopes that we can do it live sometime. Oh, yeah. And Mike's saying, oh yeah, that would be fun. And I see Stu nodding his head. So
that was a great song. Thank you.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Even with technical difficulties and all.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to our world.
We can only imagine. And you have some challenges coming ahead, I think, along those lines. I'll pin that. So what do you think, Jonathan?
Awesome.
You want to say anything else? I'm
just thankful for everyone here and thankful for the Loves. Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. And thanks for the Incline love too. Thank you.
There's a lot of love here.
There's a lot of love. Yeah. Thank you all so much. One, for being patient and getting creative with us and making it work. And we're just so grateful for the outpouring of support. And thank you, Jonathan, Earl, Linda. The list goes on and on, the offer dolls. I didn't mean just Linda. You too, Richard. We appreciate you both, but thank you all so much. And I did record this, so I'll be sharing it with everybody. And for people, oh no, Jacqueline is mortified that it's been recorded. But we will share for those people who weren't able to be on with us. And hopefully for those people who weren't, we'll be able to be in person one day. It'd be pretty amazing. Okay, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Thank you,
everybody.
Yay! was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Some stuff.